Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot, and I am here to give you your message from Spirit today. Let's see what Spirit has to say for you, Taurus. What does Taurus need to know for their highest good? Additionally, if you are looking for a personal session with me, you can book in the description box down below. I have a link to my scheduler. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you. All right, what does Taurus need to know today, Spirit? The elixir of life. See, I love that. Like I'm getting the the genie in the bottle energy, and I'm also getting like just that spark of life, that like drinking the elixir of life, like how that would feel, like, you know, just feeling so invigorated. You're feeling so invigorated, but also it's kind of like dreams are coming true, like wishes are coming true, things that you're asking the universe for. Definitely a very peaceful energy. You know, she is smelling a rose right there, like stopping and smelling the roses or the flowers. And it's also number 15, which is the number of the devil card in the tarot. But I feel like because of this one is right here, it's like there's a major shift that's happening because these equal 16, right? Like there's a major shift that's happening. And also I'm getting like just a fresh start because you have day and night here. And so I feel like you could have been going through a dark night of the soul type energy, which I feel like we have lots of. Okay, it's not just a one-time thing. Like, you know, anyway, and so, it's really interesting because like she seems to be holding this ball of light, like holding the sun in your hands, holding the elixir of life. Transformations on the bottom of the deck. We must take it. We must. Okay. Let's see what else we have for you, Taurus. You have uniqueness. It's also number 15. So you could be seeing 1515 and aloneness. Look, you know what? You see the day and night. Do you see it? That is wild to me. That's absolutely wild because, you know, with the aloneness, right? You know, you're thinking of moon energy, the moon. And you're thinking of like the times that you're sort of sitting there with the depths of your emotions, however uncomfortable they may be, right? And, you know, late at night when everybody's asleep and you're alone and you're thinking a lot and you're feeling a lot and you're just experiencing things that you don't normally experience during the daytime. So I feel like those moments are leading you to transformation, definitely getting a lot of dark night of the soul energy. Then you have trust on the bottom of the deck. So I feel for you, Taurus, that part of this transformation that's happening in your life, it's about, I feel like it's about what's happening in your environment, but mostly I'm seeing it's what's happening within you, because it is a breaking free of the chains that have been binding you. Sorry, I had to cough. Anyway, so what I was saying is I feel like what you're going through is like you're being released from sort of the bondage, right? What you've been chained to. I'm getting like the bondage of self. You know, it's the way that you stand in your own way. And I feel like that has become very, like you've become very aware of it. Because of the fact that I feel like there are times that you feel very alone. Like I feel like there are times that you are sitting there and thinking to yourself, like, I really wish that somebody understood what I was going through. And I feel you got the Emperor. That kind of distracted me. Oh, wow. See, look at this. Okay. Do you see how this Emperor has like all of these ropes like tied to these individuals? that's how it feels for you. Like you've been one of these little individuals, right? And you've been feeling bound to, chained to something. It could be chained to your own ego. And we've talked a lot about the ego. We've talked about how the ego can be arrogance, or it can be not enough, feeling like you're not enough, right? Because when we're not in our ego, we know that we're just right. We know that we're divine beings. We know that we possess the elixir of life, which is the divine spark. Like we know that we have that. And I feel like you're becoming very aware that you're either this person, like you're running the whole show, or you're trying to run the whole show, or you want to run the whole show, okay? Or you're one of the little people that you feel like you're being controlled, but either way, you're bound to something. And I feel I've been just getting a lot lately of like conditioning for Taurus, like especially because now we have the 15 twice, which is the devil card to me. And conditioning, the devil card, is sort of like the things that we have been told that we have to do. It is, it's just how society is built, like how we are trained to be. Essentially, we are conditioned, whether it is family, society, whatever, we've been conditioned. And I'm just getting a lot of that lately. And I feel like it's becoming very uncomfortable for you, Taurus, because I'm really getting this jumping off energy. Like you're at the jumping off point where it's like you're so fed up. You're just so fed up with the things that you have been bound to, that you want something different. You want to change your life in some way. You want to transform yourself in some way and transform your environment in some way, because I feel like you've just reached a point where you're just fed up. Like you are so ready to just cut the chains around you, right? It's kind of like, I think it was one of the Katy Perry videos, where I think that, doesn't she like stomp her feet? Okay, so the reason why I'm saying this is because one time I was talking to a friend and I was going through a process of like healing to heal from like people pleasing. And I had this image of myself being bound by all these chains from all these different people, right? And I stomped my foot, and then like the blast was so big, it broke all the chains. And then that friend told me that was like one of the Katy Perry videos. I don't remember specifically which one it is, but I see the video in my mind right now. Like I know that she's like running down a tunnel and like going to this Alice in Wonderland type place. Oh, I almost feel like I have to look it up now just because of that. Okay, so the Katy Perry song is Wide Awake. Like I honestly feel if I would have just sat for another minute and listened to the lyrics that were playing in my head, I would have known the song, but it doesn't matter. I just went ahead and looked it up. Okay, sorry. My cat was stuck in the closet, which I did not know and wanted out. Honestly, at this point, Taurus, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, there are a lot of distractions that keep happening right now. And I feel like that is an important message in itself, because you were going through this, like I said, it's like a dark night of the soul. Like you're realizing what you need to break free from. And you are, like I was talking about with that imagery, you are like stomping your foot and breaking free from the chains that have been binding you. And the chains that have been coming out so much for Taurus have to do with like what you have been taught that you were supposed to do, There's a lot of supposed tos and shoulds that go through your mind that you feel like you have to do. Another one you have to do, right? Or you need to do because you have been told this, you have been taught this. And so you've been going through this experience of breaking free because you are now wide awake. But I feel like you also have distractions around you that could have the potential to impede this. Because that's just kind of the way that it is sometimes. It's like we become so distracted, it delays our waking up process. I mean, honestly. But anyway, so I feel like in the night, in the times when you're alone, okay, I feel that it can be painful at times, you know, honestly. And I feel like that because whenever we're alone, it's when we become very aware. You know, we become very aware of the discomfort that we feel inside. And whenever we are, you know, in the hustle and bustle of life, right? You know, we're going to work, we're in traffic, we're, you know, picking up kids or taking kids to school, or, you know, we have to go grocery shopping. Like, we have all these things that we have to do, and we're constantly distracted, right? But whenever we are alone at night, that is when the discomfort arises, and we realize that it's like we want to shed our own skin. You know, we want to be reborn anew. And if you've ever experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. And the other thing is that whenever you go through a process of awakening, you know, and I feel like we have many, I have to be honest, I've had many awakenings myself. You look around and you feel like people in your life don't understand. They just truly do not understand what you're experiencing. And if you try to talk to them about it, they either try to talk you into their way of thinking and their way of doing things, or they just completely avoid it entirely or they judge you. They judge you because they just can't see things from your perspective. They really just don't understand this new awakened process, you know? And that is why a lot of times, you know, people say like the more you wake up, like the smaller your group of friends gets. That personally didn't happen for me. I still have a lot of friends, but I have very few people that I talk to about serious stuff. You know what I mean? But so it's like, I don't feel like we have to just go and remove all of our friends out of our life. We just have to really learn to understand that there are certain people that you talk to about certain things. And then there are other people that you talk to about surface level stuff. And that's that. Like, you leave it at that, you know? But definitely getting this wide awake energy for you, especially because you have day and night. You have the moon card here. You have the sun. She's holding the sun. Like, there's a waking up process. Like, you are really starting to see what has been blocking you and hindering you. And I feel like it could have to do with your environment, yes, but more than anything, I feel like it has to do with the way that you stand in your own way, because of this perception that you have of conforming to something that simply isn't for you anymore, or never really was for you, but you felt like you had to, okay? My little air quotes, you had to, right? Anyway, so okay, I'm gonna give an example. So a couple of people have commented on how I say like a lot. And, you know, I've tried to limit them a little bit, but to be really honest with you, like, that is the way that I talk. And if it's not the way that you talk, fine. That's totally fine. You know, that's you. But if I tried to bind myself to that, and I was trying to conform myself to that, you know, then it would be an injustice to me, because I happen to enjoy the way that I talk. I happen to enjoy saying like I happen to enjoy that, you know? And that's just who I am, right? But like, I could stand in my own way of being my true authentic self if I was binding myself to the opinions of other people. You know what I mean? So that's an example, okay, based off my own experience. Anyway, so you have the Emperor card here. You have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Three of Wands, the King of Swords, and the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So we've already talked about this Emperor right here, but it's under the Elixir of Life. And so what I'm getting from this is that this person right here in this image seems to be right-sized, as in that divine spark energy. And down here, it seems to be the two representations of the ego. Either you always have to be the one in charge, or you are the one who's being controlled, right? And instead of being in this universal space of flow, okay, this individual is in the universal state of flow. And I feel like this is something that you're becoming very aware of right now in your life, is this process. Either you're this person or these people. You know, are you one of the little people, or are you the one that, you know, elevates yourself and feels like you have to run the whole show, you know? And why? Because these to me are both representations of the ego, okay? I feel like ultimately what's happening for you is you're starting to understand your own uniqueness, and that is rooted because they're both the same number 15. That is rooted in the divine spark within you. And it's like we all are unique, but we're all the same at the same time, if that makes sense. Like we're all connected, we are all a part of each other, but we all have our own unique qualities as well, okay? And so this is sort of being connected to everything and everyone, but still identifying the parts of you that are your own, okay? And I understand that, like, there's not really any, there are people who say that there's no real original thought at this point, like everything's been thought of. Sure, I mean, I guess you could believe that too, but I mean, honestly, it's okay. I feel like it's okay to take a look at yourself and think, I really love this about myself. This is a unique quality that I have. And what I feel like is important right now is that in these moments of feeling alone and feeling like people don't understand your journey that you're on, that is when you sort of shift your mindset to realize, what makes you special, right? And not in an arrogant way, but just what makes you special, and really understanding that not everybody is going to understand that. Like, not everybody is going to get down with what you're into. I mean, that's just the best way to put it, like, I feel like you could have even special interests that people just don't understand, and that's okay. It's like me as a tarot reader. The vast majority of my friends are just like, what? Like, it's, especially the older ones, like they really don't get what I do, and that's okay. Like, that really is okay, but this is me, this is me, and this is what I love to do. So anyway, it could have to do here with this King of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy, your unique quality in business, right? Or in career. Because with the number 15 here, which is the number of the Devil card, that can be falling into a system and feeling like you just have to do this type of work because this is what you have to do to pay the bills. That's a very Devil type of energy. It's like we're conditioned to be cogs in the machine. And but with the King of Pentacles here under this uniqueness, and with the King of Wands right here and the King of Swords, like all of these energies together is basically like you have qualities, like you have talents, you have gifts, you have ideas, and you have the capability to make good decisions for yourself and to move forward on something that is unique to you, or you taking your unique qualities and applying that to a career setting. It could be creating a business, right? Even, but it could just be, you're looking for something in your life in terms of a career that aligns with what you feel helps you shine. How do I put this? Which utilizes your unique skills. That's what you're looking for. Like a career that utilizes your unique skills. Okay. So you do have a transformation here with this Queen of Cups. Oftentimes for me, the Queen of Cups is the people pleaser. I mean, I have to say it. Like, the Queen of Cups is the people pleaser. I feel, yes, she's very open-hearted and nurturing and that kind of thing, but you don't really see the Queen of Cups rocking the boat too much. I mean, to be honest with you, she is a pacifist, and because she's a pacifist, I mean, there could obviously be some passive aggression with the Queen of Cups, but I mean, that's specifically if she's in reverse. But, the Queen of Cups is a pacifist. And so I feel that there have been so many times in your life that you have just sort of fallen into, doing things that you felt like you were supposed to do because that's what you were taught. That's what you were told. And it disconnected you from the elixir of life, and it didn't help you shine your uniqueness. because it's under transformation, I do get the sense that there is a huge like shift that's happening within you. There's an awakening. You are cutting free from these chains. And I feel like it could feel alone. Like you could feel alone, you know? Like you don't have anybody to understand what you're doing with your life, because it's such a huge shift. And with the Three of Wands underneath that, I mean, the Three of Wands is obviously the ships coming in, which is really amazing, because normally I see the Three of Wands as a card of waiting on the ships coming in. But because she's actually holding the ship, I feel like they've already come, or they are coming in very soon. Like, because you have day and night here, it's like within the days, like, you know, not like it's not a long time from now is what I'm trying to say. It's closer than you think, you know? And I feel like with the King of Swords, it's really interesting, because often I see the King of Swords as somebody who is a good decision maker, is a good businessman, you know, doesn't really lead with his heart, right? So he's good at sort of just laying down the law, you know, bringing the justice, and also I feel just being in charge of things that would require not really getting emotional, okay? And because of the fact that it's under the day and night, I don't really feel that. Like, I really don't. I actually get a sense of fluidity from this King of Swords, which is really interesting, because I don't normally see the King of Swords like that. But because of the fact that this, what is that, a sparrow or a swallow, something like that, that bird is there, I'm getting this sense that this bird is showing this King of Swords a new way of being, a new way of making these decisions, a new way of erecting his plans for himself. And that's what I'm getting, is that there's a new way, because I just keep looking at these eyes. It's very much like brand new eyes on your situation. And that's what's unfolding for you. And I'm looking over here at this King of Wands, who's holding this wand with all of this swirly, fantastical energy coming off, right? And I was just thinking that's the elixir of life. Like, you are possessing the elixir of life, as if you have somehow found the answer to a lifelong problem. Truly. And because you found this answer to your lifelong problem, you now see things differently, and you're able to erect your plans differently. I don't know, but that actually got really deep for me, to be honest with you. Where did my card? Oh, there they are. I was like, where did my cards go? Okay, so let's see what else Spirit has for you regarding this. What else do you have? The Eight of Wands. See, that is breaking free. That is taking these chains and turning them into wands, is what I'm seeing. Because look, there's 8 of those chains and there's 8 of these wands, which is really interesting, is it not? The Page of Swords. Yeah, exactly. That's getting curious on your new ideas in your life. And now we have the other Emperor. And this Emperor looks to be standing tall and proud and growing, right? Absolutely just growing. Like, his mustache is literally a tree, okay? The Seven of Swords. And the Five of Swords. With the Magician card on the bottom of the deck. And the Death card. Look at that. So, again, what I'm like I already said about these these chains turning into wands that are moving you forward. They're elevating you. They're helping you see a new way. And I feel like you're getting curious again. You're able to make wishes again. You're able to see the possibilities again with this Page of Swords. And I feel like the Emperor here is like you're going from the Queen of Cups, which I feel like could have been you being a pacifist. You sort of just, folding into a way of being just because you didn't want to rock the boat. And now being the Emperor, saying, you know what, I'm trying to build my empire here. I'm growing, I'm evolving, and I'm in charge. But like you're in charge, not in an egoic way or an egotistical way, more as you are in charge in terms of co-creating with the universe. You're owning your power source. It's two completely different energies to be in your power, in your personal power, and to be an egomaniac. Okay, those are two completely different things, right? Because whenever you're an egomaniac, you want control. And you want control because you were trying to heal a part of yourself that didn't have control at one point in your life. And either way, that's an ego thing, right? But when you were in your power, you were humble. You were accepting that you are an imperfect human being. That's who we are. That you don't have all the answers, but that you do know what you want. And you do know how to set boundaries for yourself. And you do know how to push yourself forward. And you do also know how to have a reliance on the universe as well. Believing that things are unfolding for you. And I feel like standing your ground. Standing your ground and owning your truth. I feel like somebody who is in trying to control the show and run the show all the time isn't necessarily in their truth. It's just another representation of the conditioned mindset. Okay, anyway, so I feel like, and so in that system, we are so detached from our own personal truth, our own divine truth, right? There's obviously a waking up process that's happening here for you, Taurus. I mean, like, obviously. So I feel like what you've been telling yourself, though, about being alone could be a lie that you tell yourself with that Seven of Swords. Additionally, I feel like there could be a time that you've just been hanging on too tightly to another way of being in your life, and you're really starting to see how that's been standing in your way, how it's been blocking the ships coming in for you. And I'm looking over here at this Five of Swords, and I feel like it's like you can't not address that, right? It's like in order for us to really grow and evolve as individuals, we still have to actually take an honest look at what is in the subconscious, like what has been holding us back. And it's not always favorable. It's not always fun. It's not, it's not like candies and roses to take a look at like how even your way of thinking has been holding you back in life. But I mean, ultimately, that's kind of what I'm feeling. We all have a shadow aspect, every single one of us. That's why shadow work is so helpful. But I feel like because this white rose is here, it's like you're born anew, You're born anew as your beautiful, divine, unique self, right? And I feel that you have, with this Magician card and this King of Wands here, like these to me are the underlying energies of the whole reading. And there is so much magic and power in these cards. The Emperor came out twice. There's so much magic and power that you possess within you to create something in your life. But it is really sort of a redefining of what a sense of power means. Because, I mean, whenever you think about people who are really controlling, ultimately all they want is power. Well, why do they want power? You know, because they never want to feel how it felt to have somebody have power over them ever again, right? And being in control all the time is really rooted in, you know, a deep, deep subconscious wound of misery and helplessness and powerlessness. So what? Controlling people ultimately feel powerless, right? And so how can you really own your power if at the very core of you, you feel powerless? You know what I mean? And so what I'm getting here is that you're stepping into a different sense of power. You know, it is the divine power within you. It is your authenticity. It is your personal truth. It is your uniqueness. It is your elixir of life, your spark. That is your power source, not your pain, but that of the divine. That's your power source. Okay, wow. This reading, lately I feel like they've just been so deep. It's wild to me. But anyway, so let's get you a closing oracle message. The sun will come out tomorrow. Healer. Yeah, I'm just getting that this was a rite of passage. Look at all these cards. Manifestation. It all had to do with time because that 3 of Wands. But now the good fortune is coming. You are rising above the circumstances and learning to embrace the mysteries of the universe. That means not needing to be in control of everything all the time. You know, like just sort of swimming into the unknown. Choosing to grow and evolve regardless of what happens tomorrow. You know, truly believing that the sun's going to come out tomorrow. I mean, that's the one thing that we know to be truly consistent is the sun, right? And we can lean on that. Can we not? The sun always comes. You know, sometimes we don't see it because it's cloudy or whatever, but the sun comes up every day, every single day, and we can rely on that. So that means that you can rely on something, right? You can rely on the universe in some fashion. And if you can take something that small, you can make it so much bigger. You know, and something that's really been sitting with me lately is small victories lead to big wins. And I've been really thinking about that a lot. Small victories lead to big wins. And so right now I feel like, Taurus, you're going through a small victory in your life. And the small victory for you is in this shift in mindset. It's just a shift. And the shift, I feel like, is leading you to this big win. Something is being healed in you that has been blocking your manifestations. Something has been, and it all had to do with divine timing. Like it all had to, probably your natal chart, or heck, it could have been the North Node and South Node and Taurus and Scorpio. It could have been, you know, Uranus and Taurus. It could have been Jupiter retrograde in Taurus right now. There are a number of things that it could have been, astrologically speaking. But I feel that, you know, something has been healed in you, you know. And honestly, with this mystery and this aloneness card with the moon, you know, I feel like it's also the mysteries within you, the depths within you, the unknowns, the deep subconscious beliefs within you have been rising to the surface. And you are getting this opportunity to rise above, you know, to really see a higher perspective, you know, to allow that illumination and enlightenment even. I wouldn't say full enlightenment, obviously, but I mean just feeling enlightened about specific situations in your life, right? Allowing that to come in. And I feel like it's just the right time for you, you know, ultimately that's what I'm seeing. And the good fortune is coming in, like manifestations are coming in. Like I've been seeing that for Taurus. It just keeps coming out. I don't pick these cards. They come out on their own, right? And so that keeps coming out for Taurus. And I feel like it's sort of this like the universe giving you these little glimpses or little glimmers of hope so that you'll keep hanging on. You know, Taurus and Scorpio went through a challenging time because of the astrological transits over the last couple of years. And I feel like Taurus has just been fed up, like just so ready for things to shift. And I feel like that's what this reading is about, is to tell you that, you know, there is a shift. There is a shift. Don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle, you know, and the miracle is coming. Like the miracle, it's coming. Don't give up. That 7 of Swords for me can be, how am I going to give up? You know, you're thinking like 7 of Swords individual can, you know, say, I feel like that I believe the story was that he was at war and he was, you know, running away. You know, he was a coward, right? Like he was trying to get out of there, but he also wanted to protect himself. And so that was somebody who was trying to, you know, get out of Dodge. And so for me, that's giving up, right? That's giving up. You know, maybe he had good reasons, whatever, but that's what I'm seeing here, is that, you know, you have an opportunity to give up right before your ships come in. Look, we're going back to the 7 of Swords and the 3 of Wands. But I feel like the ships are already, like, they're either almost here or they have come in and you just haven't seen the full results of it yet. But you could have this chance to just completely back out and give up, you know, if it's just taking too long or it gets too uncomfortable. But I'm feeling like they're telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, you need to see the situation differently, right? So that you can erect your vision and your plans in a different way. You know? And I feel like first you have to address, why would you do that? That's what this is. Right here. You have the opportunity to rise above. You have the opportunity to see the light. You know, you have the opportunity to experience the miracle in your life. Don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. Just don't do it. You know, even if you feel like you're cracking and breaking, just don't, because it's coming. That's this 1515 right here. That right there is, and I know it, that's the devil. Okay, the devil energy, 1515. And that is challenging because you feel so bound to your circumstances. It's like your bills are coming in, right? Like the way the society is built, like your bills are coming in and, you know, the money's not coming in fast enough, or you're waiting on things to get better and you're overwhelmed, you're stressed out, you feel like you're about to crack, you feel like you're about to break, right? But I feel like with this transformation energy happens, or transformation energy here, that what happens for you is that there is a breaking wide open, you know, and you're going to be wide awake and you're going to see things differently. And that's beautiful, Taurus. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this helps, and I will see you next time. Bye.